Welcome to summer on our Narrowboat. Today is one of those perfect days when the sun's reflections make everything dance and the world just feels that bit softer. This week we're off on a trip, floating gently north on the Oxford Canal, surrounded by wildlife and open fields. It's a beautiful, slow journey through the English countryside. We always say there is something about being on the water that makes you feel closer to nature. You become part of the landscape rather than just passing through. And on these lazy, hazy days, there is no better place to be. So grab yourself a cuppa, settle in, and we hope you enjoy this little postcard of summer from our floating home. No, you're not. No. We are off on a bit of a trip today in this beautiful sunshine. It is baking hot. Perfect day for a cruise. Excuse me. This is what happens when you have a little garden on your boat. In order to be able to cruise and steer, you need to have a bit of a rearrange. You have to move as well.
I am always surprised at the amount of faffing that has to happen before we can set off. There's moving the plant pots, lowering the chimney for bridges, making sure Tilly hasn't wandered off somewhere. Oh, and then there's also this.
One of the quirks of moving a narrowboat is that we are currently going that way, but we want to be going that way. In order to turn the boat around, you have to go to these special little sections on the canal called winding holes. So we've got to go about 10 minutes up the canal this way to then turn around and go back down the canal that way. Find the drain tails. Good girl. So this is the start of our journey. We're headed 13 miles north to a boatyard where our little floating home is booked in for some work in a week's time. We're taking it slow, turning it into an adventure and stopping off in a few places along the way.
Where's the duck? Can you see a baby duck? Turning around is always a bit of an event. Our boat is 54 foot long and it takes a fair bit of back and forth to get her around. It's that typical thing though that when there is no one there, you nail it. But when there's a boat nearby and you're trying to film it, it's a gazillion point turn.
Made a bit of a pig's ear, turning the boat around. Had to get off and pull it. In the end, got a little bit stuck in that bush, but the boat is now facing the right direction. We're about half an hour into our journey already, and we've currently made absolutely zero progress. Anyway, we can now go that way.
So the plan for today is to make it about 5.5 miles to one of our favourite mooring spots on the Oxford Canal. It's one of those patches where you can stare out at the wide open fields from your window, as if you're in the middle of nowhere, but just a short meander away there is a horse box serving coffee and a lovely country pub. If we were to drive to the spot, it's probably about 20 minutes from here. By boat, it'll be a full afternoon. Fortunately, with these long summer days, we can cruise into the evening. It's already about 3 in the afternoon though, and we have got 3 locks ahead, so let's see how far we get.
Coming up to the first little obstacle of the journey. We've got a lift bridge to do. So we're going to try and do this seamlessly, where Gabby is going to drop me off. I need to get off the boat without ending up in the wet. And go and lift the bridge whilst you just sort of tread water.
Which actually, for someone who's awful at manoeuvring, I've done alright.
You're doing good. Right, here we go. Just the other side of this bridge, there is a little park, and it's got one of those trampolines that are like built into the ground, and Joe absolutely loves it. So every time we come up this way, he's like, "Oh, bounce, bounce, bounce! We're going to bounce, bounce, bounce." He's just going bounce, bounce, bounce now. Yes, the bounce, bounce, bounce park. Yeah, you're doing really
getting the hang
well.
of it.
Look at you go.
Kind of.
Yeah, and you know, baby in one arm,
Yeah.
boat in the other. Ooh. Perfect. I'm in a tree.
You're on a tree.
It's one of those days that reminds me of that line from Wind in the Willows, when Ratty turns to Mole and says, "Believe me, my young friend, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, half so much worth doing as simply messing about in boats." And on a day like today, with the sun out and the water sparkling, it's pretty good advice.
Come to lock at a very nice time where there's a lovely family on a day hire boat who are really enjoying the boating crew of holiday. So they are doing a lot for us. So I've got a pretty easy job.
You can try that one if you want, but you might find it a little bit tart, because they're still a little bit sour. It's a gooseberry. Can you say gooseberry? Oh God, don't learn from us.
The thing that never gets old about living on a boat is if you want an adventure, all you have to do is untie your lines and off you go, and your home comes with you. We've lived on the water for 5 years now. First off, we lived nomadically, continuously cruising and mooring up in different places as we explored the waterways.
Where have they all gone?
But for the past 2 years, we've had a permanent mooring. We've stayed in one spot, slowly building our home, and it's allowed us to gently adapt to a few new changes.
Mama.
But heading out today, we can't help but feel a little nostalgic, looking back on the old memories whilst making new ones.
Around. Gigi. Choo-choo.
Everything about travelling by boat is slow. We met a lovely couple just before this lock who outpaced us on foot. But that is part of the beauty. You cannot rush it. You just have to embrace the slower pace. And each lock is a gentle reminder.
Had a slight scrape on the chimney coming into the lock. Ooh, it's quite a big dent, that. Very low bridges, you know, very low bridges. And we've got quite a big wide chimney. What's it called? Is it a chimney cowl? Is it the thing that goes on it? Whatever it is. It's now a bit dented.
Whilst Jack's doing the lock, I'm just picking some elderflower. We're kind of running a bit late in the season, it's on the turn, so I'm trying to get as much as I can. This lot is going to make some elderflower tea because I started and I have not got enough to keep me going for very long. You want to get down? You want to get down? Come on then. Joe's just come inside so he can have his dinner. It is such a nice view from the inside looking out because you're like water level. You get such a different vista. and of Jack's legs as we look out the back. It's going to be a glorious evening. We've not got too much further to go, so I think Jack is probably going to do most of the cruising to get us there before Joe's bedtime. And then hopefully we'll find ourselves a beautiful mooring. We know where we want to go, so we'll see if there is space. But yeah, it's been a beautiful day.
It's quite nice travelling at this time of day. It'll probably not surprise you to learn that we aren't really up and out kind of people, and it does feel like everyone else has moved earlier on. So on the whole, we have this beautiful landscape to ourselves as we pootle along through the afternoon. Oh, look at the swallows. Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. Instead of filming the swallows, it turned out I filmed this for you. So whilst I watch them, you will have to take my word for how special it is to float along with these amazing birds dancing with the water in front of us. Watching them dip and dive to sip from the canal has marked each of our summers on the water, and we anticipate their return each year.
This is a very deep lock. The walls are pretty disgusting. It's like being in some sort of like medieval dungeon. I'll clamber up this ladder and come and close the gate. Probably a bit tricky with the camera, to be honest, so I might pop you down whilst I do this. Kelly? Yeah, little man. Can you stay well away from the edge, please? Good boy.
This is our last lock of the day, and with only a mile or so to go, we are going to make it to the patch that we've been wanting to call home for the night.
The little cottage behind me is a former lockkeeper cottage, and I just think it's the most beautiful thing. It's so gorgeous. It's completely inaccessible by road, so the only way to get to it is on foot and on the towpath or by narrowboat. And the family that used to live in there, they used to take their kid to school, drop them off at the bridge a little further down where the road is, with a little boat, a small little like 20-foot boat which they would whiz down and then come back again. And I just love it. It's completely off-grid.
Oh, I come to hands on the wheel of my 13 Ford. It's me and you. I'm zoning out and you're acting bored. Don't remember the last hour, the last years did I hurt you bad? You grabbed my hand, did you get lost down in Sleeperland? To you when I swore I was listening, but here's the truth, I was afloat in my daydreaming.
It is so beautiful here. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. It's just what it's all about, isn't it? It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. I'll give you a proper little show around tomorrow. I'm just getting Joe down for bed. I think Gabby's reading Room on the Broom, judging by the sounds of it. So yeah, we'll get him to sleep and then give you a little show around of the area tomorrow morning. I'm going to pod some broad beans and peas that we picked from the allotment. For tea, make a nice little salad using some of the lettuce that we picked from the allotment before we set off, and just enjoy this beautiful evening. Catch up with you in the morning. So bright. I do love a mooring like this. It feels like you are out in the middle of nowhere. It's a stunner of a spot. Absolute stunner of a spot. We're going to go for a bit of a potter. The wharf just a little way down the cut has got a little horse box outside it where they sell coffee from. So we want to tootle down to go and get a little cup of coffee, and also there's a little shop there as well, which is going to be useful because this is our current toilet roll sitch. Drastic times. Your own sweet merry time, my love. Yeah, whatever. Shops along the canal can be few and far between. This one's about a 15-minute stroll, and it can be a bit frustrating. When you cruise, you have to make sure you have all the supplies in. It also, though, is kind of part of the charm. In a world of instant gratification, when you can head to the supermarket and get your hands on almost anything you want, at any time of the year, regardless of the season, it's a good reminder to appreciate the simple things. It's mid-June. We're not really far from midsummer, and this time of year is amazing because everything just feels so alive and so luscious. Just a little stroll on the towpath and we've seen loads of damselflies, loads of butterflies, some very jazzy looking caterpillars too. I just really love it because there's still like the promise of what's to come. Because, you know, up on here we've still got like the hawthorn berries that are just starting to form. Yeah, it's a good time of year this. It's beautiful. You still after a bit of elderflower?
Yeah, lots.
I've found a good tree.
You're talking about that one there. Where's the paddleboard when you need it? Do it.
Well, you've wanted to do wild swimming for a while, so...
Not in the canal.
How's a brownie?
Delicious, gooey, and crispy.
Let me see. That is coffee, tick, delicious brownie, big tick. Essential supplies gathered. I'd say that is mission accomplished. We're heading back to the boat with a very, very tired little baby bear, and I think we'll be having an early bedtime tonight. It's a sweltering hot afternoon, it's absolutely baking. I'll probably say that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you could tap that little thumbs up button, that would be absolutely amazing. And if you don't already, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be wonderful. It really just helps us keep this channel growing and keeps us being able to keep on making content like this. So if you enjoyed it and you fancy tapping like and subscribe, then yeah, that would be great. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.